I started out skateboarding. Later on, started dancing. I saw my sister doing it, and I just wanted to try it out. I was watching through the window, and I was like, I feel like I could do some of the things I see them doing, so got my parents to sign me up for it, and it was fun. And it got to a point where a couple of years later, my parents couldn't afford to keep me enrolled. And one year, we just had to take a year off because they couldn't afford to keep it going. And during that year was when like my skating really picked up because I was able to devote the majority of my time to it. And after that year finished, I did not want to go back to dancing, and I didn't. And pretty much 2 weeks goes by with certain people just calling me kind of nonstop, trying to like get me to change my mind. And after 2 weeks, I kind of broke. Not dramatically, but like I was like, okay, fine. So then I went back to dancing, and from there I've just been kind of broken, and nobody really knew about it. So anybody who's met me from age 15 and up met a broken version of me, and I suppressed that memory for a while in the sense of just trying to make the best of your situation. So, and I love the art of dance. You know, I was able to grow with a lot of friends of mine, and when we all devote time and energy into something and we're all trying to help each other grow, like of course we learn to love it. We love to watch our friends progress. So suppressing that memory, I got myself to a place where I could enjoy it and I could find some good in it that helped keep me feeling fulfilled, you know, at the end of the day. Me being called for 2 weeks straight to change my mind to go back to dancing, that suppressed memory came back, and I literally forgot about it for 7 or 8 years, maybe 8 or 9. And once that came back to me, I was broken all over again. And I wasn't doing good. I knew I wanted to skate, but it was more the thing of I already devoted my prime physical years to another art form. And by the time I realized or remembered that memory that I suppressed, I was already kind of physically spent from what I put into the dance career. And knowing if I just went back to it, it wouldn't be the same as it would have been if I just never would have stopped. So that bummed me out for a while, and I was very depressed. I did get to a place where for sure I told myself I didn't want to spend another day doing something I didn't want to do. I'd rather die than spend another day doing something I didn't want to do. I think that's exactly what I said to myself, and that's when I really like pushed getting back into skateboarding. At first I just like got myself close to it. I got myself around it again, got a board, got it set up, but I was still busy, so I wasn't actually skating yet, and the depression was still there. And I wanted to move away because I just didn't want to be around anyone, because growing up dancing here, I have so many friends here that only know me as a dancer, and there was nobody I could really talk to about it because they wouldn't understand. To them, dance is life, and they only know me as a dancer, so they're thinking it's the same for me and I'm just going through a phase. I tried talking to one friend, and that's pretty much the same response I got from her. So after that, I just went back to not really talking to anybody about it. I didn't want to be around anybody I grew up around. And then I realized that that wouldn't solve any of the issues. The issue was I wanted to skate, and I haven't gotten back on my board yet. So from that day on, I started getting back on my board, even if it was just rolling around my apartment complex just to get the feel back. And then eventually I'd get the rail out and start skating that again. And since then, things have been good. And I'm really happy that I made the choice to actually get back on my board, because that dark place was not a good place to be, and I didn't like it at all. I completely changed. Where like nobody deserved my time, nobody deserved my energy. Like what was taken from me I can't get back, and fuck the world. Like I was feeling like that, and that's when I would just keep to myself while I figured out whatever the issues were, and I'm sure people can relate to that. So being in that dark place where I told myself I'd rather die than spend another day doing something I didn't want to do. The times where I felt close to like not wanting to be alive. Again, I'd have to just remind myself, just chill. Do what you need to do to solve this issue. Don't act on impulse, you know? And that's pretty much the main thing of just chill. A lot of people react to things that happen to them in life, opposed to taking a second to think about what's happened and analyze the situation and respond to it. Even in the sense of just somebody being in a bad mood and talking to you with a certain tone or just anything like that. Like, if you can take a second to think and analyze that situation, you'd be able to process that they're going through something. They're unintentionally throwing you negative energy, but you didn't do anything to deserve it. They're not intentionally coming after you like that. And 9 times out of 10, they'll apologize about it later. No one's out to get you. I feel like if the whole world would practice this way of thinking, there would be less violence in the world and more peace. And I feel like a lot of people who don't spend enough time alone to get to know who they are, they're very easily influenced, and until you separate yourself from other people, you can't really learn to think for yourself. Get to know yourself, and then after that, think for yourself in every situation. These things are critical in becoming the best version of you that you can be. If you don't have the time, you gotta make time for certain things, you know? To just chill and think about what's going on before you act out and do something where you're just gonna apologize for it later. I'm sure a lot of people have like acted out in a certain way or reacted to a situation and afterwards either apologize for it or just really wish they didn't do that. And taking a second or taking a moment to just analyze the situation, separate yourself from it personally, understand what's going on. And then once you don't take it so personally, you don't even feel insulted anymore. You just understand what's going on. And then you can respond in a way that helps the other person. And then when everybody's just helping each other out and showing love because we understand that we all go through stuff, that's promoting love over hate. And in this practice, we can all slowly help, change the world into a more peaceful place. And that's pretty much what just Show Lifestyle is all about. Show love, no hate. Making the time to take a moment and analyze the situation, to not convince yourself, but make yourself aware and promote this to others to help them be aware that no one's out to get anybody. If anybody is throwing any kind of negativity at someone, it's to make themselves feel better about something that they're going through. At the end of the day, all you can do is feel for them, be empathetic towards that situation that they're going through and just try and help them out. And if we just practice this behavior and promote that, this generation would be exposed to that, and they're not exposed to it enough, so of course they're not going to carry it out until they're older. Why wait, If that's the world that they're born into, then of course that's all they're going to know. And we have a lot of power to change things.
These are the days of our lives.